Alright, so today we're going to talk about cause and effect sentences and how to connect two different parts of a sentence together. And I have this for you to look at. So, a year ago, I passed the driver's test so I could drive a car. Can you see the cause, right? The cause right here and the effect? And we're going to talk about maybe things in your own life that you can write cause and effect sentences from. Okay. So maybe think of one in your life.
I ate too much food and I got fat.
yeah, that works. Okay. That's a good one. And also, can you, let's see, before we continue with the lesson, we're going to think of a few issues in the environment. Can you think of some, maybe we can write like a chart like the one up here on your paper.
Okay.
The cause here and effect there.
Cause here?
Yeah. And effect there. Maybe think of some problems that you see. Maybe like pollution or
animals.
Get
trapped in plastic bags.
Yeah. Now maybe can you think of a cause for that? Why does that happen?
Plastic bags go into the ocean.
Yeah. Maybe think of a few more. We're going to use these in our lesson.
Let's see. Butterflies are disappearing.
Yeah, that was. Okay. And can you think of a
forests cut down?
Yeah, maybe like different species of butterflies. A few more. Maybe like yeah.
Let's see.
Maybe like the air is in some places. The air.
People have asthma. And the air is polluted.
Yeah. Maybe two more.
Okay.
Actually, just one more is good.
Okay. There isn't enough drinking water.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
And then the water is polluted.
Good job. Yeah, those are great. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how you can connect the cause and the effect part of the sentence. So one way you can do that is, here's an example. The polar ice caps are melting. That's the cause. And the effect, there are more floods. And here, this we can use this as an example for using so to put them together. And so is a conjugation. It's one of those words that connects two parts of a sentence together. And so what we want to remember is you want to put a comma before the conjugation. So here in the sentence you can see the polar ice caps are melting, comma, so there are more floods.
Okay.
So can you try that with one of your sentences?
Okay. Plastic bags go into the ocean, comma, so animals get trapped in plastic bags.
Yeah.
Do it for all of them?
Maybe just one more.
Okay. Forests are cut down, comma, So butterflies are disappearing.
Good job. Yeah. And for another practice here, I'm going to write a sentence, and you're going to figure out what is the cause and what is the effect. So we have, let me think. The effect. There are not enough trees, and maybe the cause, people are cutting trees down for money. Oh man, here, I'll write that on the back. Let's see, sorry, that was my mistake. People are cutting down too many trees, so there are not enough for the animals. Okay, so show me which part of the sentence is cause and which part is the effect.
The cause is people are cutting down too many trees.
Yep.
The effect, so there are not enough. Oh, the effect, there are not enough
for the animals. Yeah. Good job. That's how you use so. Another way is, and this is a compound sentence. So that's what we call, when you use so, it connects two dependent clauses. We talked about that before. It connects those two, and that's a compound sentence. Okay. This is a little different. Here's using because or since. And this,
because or
since. Since. Yeah. So you have up here because or since. And these are subordinators. So they connect a dependent clause, or independent clause, and a dependent clause. And that's a complex sentence. Like this. So because and since are complex. And these are a little bit different than compound sentences, and I'll show you. So here, you can either put the subordinator because or since before the cause, or before, let's see, in the first part, you can either switch the cause and the effect and put the because at the beginning of the sentence, or you can put because in the middle of the sentence. Does that make sense? So either you can have your cause first and your effect second, or your effect first and your cause second. But because or since, the subordinators, will always be with the cause. Okay. It won't be with the effect. So maybe try that with one of your sentences.
Okay.
You can pick one of the two. You can have it first, or you can have it in the middle of the sentence.
Okay. I'll take this one. People have asthma. I'm going to put the effect first. People have asthma. And then I'll put the subordinator.
Subordinator, yeah.
Because air is polluted.
Here you go.
Or I could say, if I put it first, because air is polluted, people have asthma.
And that's something I forgot to tell you about. whenever, when you have the cause first here, you want to make sure to put a comma in the middle.
Okay. If the cause is first, then you put a comma.
Yeah, so either in between the two ideas, either you have a comma or you have a connecting word, like because or since or so. Okay. Except so goes with the comma. So. Okay, we have one more thing to talk about. And this is when you use a period or a semicolon. So this is a period. You already know what a period is. And this is a semicolon. And after that, you use a transition word right up here. And a couple of transition words are therefore, or we have them written up here, so we'll just look at them. Therefore, or a phrase, as a result. And so here's an example. The polar ice caps are melting, period, which is the cause. And the effect, therefore, comma, there are more floods. Or here, you can use a semicolon. The polar ice caps are melting, semicolon. And then because there's no period, you don't capitalize the T in therefore. But you make sure to put a comma after your transition. So maybe try it with one of these here.
Okay.
Your paper's kind of filling up. If
the
you need
water is polluted, semicolon. Therefore, comma.
Yep.
There isn't enough drinking water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And then I'll write one for you. Let's see if you can figure out the cause and the effect. This doesn't have to be about the environment. Maybe I stayed up too late. Period. Therefore. I forgot how to spell therefore. Therefore, I was very tired. Now, underline the cause for me. And if you need help,
the
you can look.
cause for being tired was I stayed up too late.
Yeah, good job. And the cause, here the cause comes first when you have and the effect comes second when you use a transition. All right.
So is this supposed to be two sentences then?
Yeah, those are two separate sentences. Okay. So either you can keep them together and use a connecting word like so or since or because, or you can decide to split them into two sentences and then you use a transition word like therefore or as a result. Okay. All right, so see if you can connect these two sentences. You can use any one of the methods that I showed you.
Okay. Consumers are often...
Oh, that's not my fault. Consumers often buy new products.
Okay.
Period.
Consumers often buy new products, period. They throw away products that are still good. Okay. So, I'm going to say consumers often buy new products, comma, so they throw away products that are still good.
Good job. Yeah, and you did a good job with the comma too. Put it in the right place. Okay. Now see if you can do the second one, but maybe use a different way.
Modern life makes too much CO2. This makes the oceans warmer. Okay.
Can you see which one is the cause?
Because modern life makes too much CO2. comma, this makes the oceans warmer.
There you go.
The cause is the modern life.
Yeah. And the
Making
effect
too much
is
CO2.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is, this one's all on you. You're going to think of 3 environmental problems. I think you already thought of enough here, so maybe just use these 3. And then fill out this paragraph here. The first sentence is already written for you. We understand some of the causes of environmental issues. And then you create a cause and effect example. So maybe just using so. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe like this one.
We
and connect it with so.
Understand some of the causes of environmental issues. Plastic bags go into the ocean, comma, so animals get trapped in plastic bags.
Now try one for the other 2. This one is because or since, and then the third one is therefore.
Because forests get cut down, butterflies disappear.
Good job. And your last one is therefore. So 2 sentences.
The water is polluted, therefore there also isn't enough drinking water.
Good job. And then the last one, all of these environmental issues caused by man, and man can make positive changes to improve the situation. Okay. There we go. Good job. Now you know how to connect sentences and make cause and effect sentences. Let's see, I gotta figure out how to turn off the webcam.